Hello everybody and welcome back to the greatest live show of all time. That is right, everybody. Today we're doing the well, this is the second stream of today. Because I'm just restarting stream in order to do better in the algorithm. That's right. So yeah, with that being said, hello Cheetah Man. And congratulations on being the first person in chat. Hello, no good at PvP. Good to see you as well. But yeah, I actually decided I'm gonna stream a little bit longer. Why not? And I may as well restart stream in order to do better in the algorithm. So yeah. Hello, Combo Master. Good to have you here. Trans Go Burr. Hell yeah, it absolutely go Burr. 100%. Hello, Redhead. Good to see you. Hello, Hasabasa. Topios back after diaper change. Very funny. Hello, Link of TW saying hello, Femyoz. I see. Titty. Very true, LD Venus. Thank you for sharing. Hello, Fox on Pause. Saying hi, I missed your last stream. That's okay. We have this stream. Do a backflip. You want me to do a backflip on my desk? Oh dear. I don't think I can do one of those. Pretty sure that's like impossible. That doesn't sound like a thing that I can do. New stream, same me. Yeah, me too. Chat, there's gonna be, what do we do? I'm gonna go... This playlist does not exist. That's not true. Why is YouTube bugging out? Nope, okay, alright. There we go. That was weird. I have a playlist that, has, like, all the shit that I wanna make fun of. So yeah, I learned how to backfill yesterday. Well, congratulations. I don't know what that means. But, congrats regardless. Let's see how long it takes until she starts a rant. You know, probably doesn't take that long, right? I don't know. One of those things that's sort of difficult to determine. You know? I meant backflip. I don't know what happened there. I was gonna say. So I don't know what backfilling is. I was like, did I just accidentally read something bad? You know, but no. Backfill fits this channel better. Okay, maybe it is something bad. Yeah, it does sound like an innuendo. Hello, Dylan Eagle. I got my estrogen patch dose doubled and my testosterone blocker increased today. Also, my new endocrine was so sweet. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. Backfill maxing? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. How are y'all doing? Hi Femi, just coming in to say hi. Hello. Good to have you here. Good to see you. Even if just briefly. Hello, Fire Angel. Good to see you. Can I ask one thing? Yes, Fembro. Or, sorry, I mean Gilla the Blood Spilla. The far easier to remember name, of course. What do you want to ask? Hello, Bowhouse. Hello, Desirark. Welcome back, everyone. Good to see you all here. Hello, Gynosaurus Rex. You're just the cutest little thing today. Nuh-uh. I'm, like, tough and intimidating and stuff. Ink? What does that mean? Oh, in VC. You want to ask me something in VC? Alright. Alright, I'll, sure. Alright, what did you want to ask me?
Okay.
This better be important. This better be good.
I did a pause the stream. What? Okay. Is it too intrusive to ask? What did Tipster tell you about Keffles not having scammed people as badly as everyone thought that Keffles did?
I don't know. I don't know how much I'd want to say publicly, but what I will say is that he did send me some stuff that leads me to believe that the situation is more, I guess, nuanced. Like, it's not the case that Keffles is innocent, per se. least not in my view, right? I'm still going to be a lot more critical of Keffles than Tipster is.
Yeah.
But like I definitely understand where he was coming from. And I don't think that Keffles is malicious necessarily. I think she's just retarded. I think that she just doesn't know how to spend money. I think that she is somebody that you know maybe initially intended on using the money a certain way. Then, you know, it got to a point where she was spending more than she had. She wasn't paying attention to how much she was spending versus how much she was making. And before she knew it, it was all gone because she's retarded. And
how much information did he send you to come to that conclusion?
He sent me quite a bit. I'd have to go back into it. That's the charitable conclusion about Keffles, right? So that's best case scenario Keffles. I still think it's possible that Keffles is malicious. I'm kind of torn. I'd have to look into the stuff that he sent me again, because there's some stuff that happened behind the scenes that like, because like a lot of the at least one of the big sources that I deemed to be credible, that shared information, didn't share the full story, and
her ex
lied about some stuff. No, I'm not going to say who it is.
Okay, fair enough.
Because again, it's not my shit to share. So
my thing is like, I don't know why Keffles, like this should be coming from Keffles. This shouldn't be coming from Tisser. This shouldn't be coming from you. This should be coming from Keffles.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is like, it's not going to come from me. I thought about making a video about it because I was like, well, people deserve to know the truth. But then I'm like, no, this is like not my problem. I'm like, no. Like if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it for self-interested reasons. Okay. Like getting views and money or something. Okay. Yeah. Like fuck doing that. Okay. Or if it's like a really good video that would be like good anyway. But like, it's just like, I'm going to talk about somebody's allegations. Like it's not, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe at some point I do, but I highly doubt it. Cause it's one of those things where like, really, the responsibility is on her. And I told Tipster the same thing, because he engaged in a lot of the same behavior where he just like he would be like, you know, criticized of something or accused of something. And he just like wouldn't say anything, and it would be like seemingly like, credible. Why aren't you saying
anything? Yeah.
And you know, his view on it is like, well, it wouldn't matter. Everyone's going to shit on me anyways, and nobody's going to take me seriously. And I thought that was interesting because I think that like he went in the opposite direction of Boblax after a certain point. Like instead of responding to everybody, you sort of tried to like respond to nothing at all, no matter what. But I think that like not clearing his name kind of hurt himself, even if he didn't want to deal with it. Though I do think that like, but that's like my criticism as like a content creator. You know, from the perspective of like his friend, I would say like, no, I totally think that, you know, him not, you know, saying anything is like justified. Like I get it. Like I would personally, it's up and the reason I say that is because like it's not his responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
To clear up all of the dumb shit that people say about him, and maybe he has the same view on Keffles because people have said wrong shit about her, but
yeah.
Like, that's the thing, is like, it's not my responsibility.
It's not up to him. It's not up to him.
It's up
to Keffles. Keffles is the person who's supposed to be clearing this up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, well, it's not like Tipster is, like, making, like a video on her or anything. Like, it's more like I think he wanted to clear it up with me specifically. Just so I'd like understand where he was coming from. Cause like, I'm not somebody like even if you're my friend, like I'm still gonna like sort of say it how it is. Like I'm not gonna be an asshole about it. Like I'm definitely gonna be a lot nicer than I am on stream. But like I will be honest and like say like, no, like if it comes up, I mean, like I'll say, no, I disagree with this and here's why.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I get that. Yeah. I just want to ask about that because I do remember that sticking out to my head. Like during one of your streams, you said like Tipster, like there was more to the Keffles story. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
there's
didn't
like a
really
lot
understand that.
more,
Okay.
and that's based on what he sent me. Because like, there's gonna be more that like he most likely hasn't sent me. So the fact that like a lot of the details that I believed to be set in stone or weren't, definitely puts into question like a lot of the other things that were said by similar sources. At least in my mind, and that's why my position, because like in terms of like whether or not like I personally like Keffles as a person, I don't. I still dislike her. I still generally lean towards like a negative position towards her. But in terms of what I'll say publicly, I'm not going to condemn somebody for something unless I have like a higher level of certainty than what I require for like an interpersonal. Do I fuck with you? You know, can you like do I want to hang out with this person? Type of it's sus is what I'd say.
Okay.
But I'm not going to condemn somebody for being sus.
Yeah. No, I kind of.
Now, I would still condemn her for like even like in the most charitable scenario that I explained. Like, no, you should absolutely fix this. You should stream until you make that money, and you know, either refund it or you know whatever. Because and I think that like one of the because I don't remember exactly. I think that like Tipster and I disagreed on you know whether or not what she used the money for was okay. I think that his view was more along the lines of like, you know, she needed to like, you know, obviously move and all that shit, buy new equipment and like shit like that, and like obviously that's going to be expensive.
I know about buying new equipment.
Apparently she wasn't able to like, you know, move all her furniture. No, because if you're flying to a different country,
not
like
flying,
how much
she bought new equipment. She could have used the oldest stuff, but she bought new stuff.
Yeah, but because I think that they confiscated her phone and computer, but then also didn't she like get details wrong? I don't know if she lied about that. It's too long ago. I don't remember which details are like. It's been too long for me to talk about with like any like definitive answers. Like I'm not gonna be able to give that. Yeah, like I'm gonna have like a like take what I say like with relatively low credence because it's just like too long ago. Also, thank you, that little floofing goober for the $4.99. You beautiful fucking bastard, saying hi. I'm gonna go night. Just joined and I am on your side. Well, thank you. I very much appreciate that.
Oh, against me? No, I'm kidding.
Exactly. Dude, that's like dude, this is how I win the debate, is everybody sides with me before a word is spoken. All right? I won before the debate started. It wasn't even a debate, but you know.
Rigged question mark?
No, I'm just built different.
Okay, I see what you're saying about the Keffles stuff.
Apparently the lawsuit is still ongoing too, which is interesting. Which, I mean, the reason I'm willing to give some level of credence to that as well is due to the fact that like lawsuits can take a while. Legal stuff takes a long time.
Well, so, it's not just the lawsuit takes a while. It's that like Keffles just admitted the fact that she got like sexually assaulted, like basically by the police officer.
Yeah, I don't remember all the specific details with that, but yeah, I'm my view on it is look, if Keffles wants to speak out and defend herself, or
she should, if there's anything
I think
debatable,
that she should. Yeah, I think that she should. That's my position, and if she does, you know, I'll cover it in good faith. Also, thank you, Tia Kalensher for the you know, for being a part of Supporter Gang for 6 months. God damn. Saying, hey, Femyoz, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
No, yeah, I think if there's any like sort of like, because my stance is like, if there's anything that makes Keffles look a little less guilty than what I came away from, I think she should do it. Because I feel like
she's negligent
average
and has cognitive dissonance. Like I unironically believe a lot of it is just like she comes across. She didn't
want to admit that she was like misleading people.
Well, I think a lot of it is also executive dysfunctioning issues. Like I literally, like I unironically believe that like the whole GoFundMe thing and the whole lawsuit, I think that for a while it was just like well, if I just like avoid it, then it's just a problem for future me. I don't have to worry about it. I genuinely believe that like it was something that she wanted to do, but that there was some level of executive dysfunctioning there. And this isn't me being overly charitable, at least not in my opinion. Maybe I am, but it's just like based on like, just like pattern recognition in terms of like types of behavior. And I'm saying this is somebody that struggles with executive dysfunction now. I wouldn't let it get this bad. I would like, and I'm saying this like as somebody with the worst executive dysfunction ever, I wouldn't let it get this bad. I don't think it excuses it, but it explains it, right? It explains it. Now, if I was Keffles, again, what I would do is I would try to make it right. I would try to be transparent. I think that one of the issues I have with Keffles still is that she's not transparent, right? It's like, if I'm somebody that's donated to GoFundMe, I don't know where the fuck that money is gone. I don't know what happened to my money. And I think that people deserve the right to know where their money went. I think that Keffles does owe people an explanation for that. All of the other shit, all the other shit, I even when I was like hardcore anti-Keffles, like none of that shit is like as important, right? Like if she doesn't want to talk about like Catboy, like I don't care. A lot of that shit's kind of bullshit anyway. The DIY HRT stuff, like she was irresponsible with it, but like, do I care that much? No. Because like, I don't think that there's anything she could do now that would like be utility maximizing there, aside from like herself, right? Like, I don't think that like it would benefit other people for her to be like, well, you know, let me talk about this, right? I think it's just like, yeah, okay. I should probably
Is this more like
have done a little bit more research.
like a rhetorical disagreement or some shit?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I mean, the way I view it is like, the main reason I was like very anti-Keffles is like the GoFundMe money, because it's like there's something you can do now about it, and you're not. You owe your audience transparency, and I still believe that. Again, I have a more nuanced take, and I'm more sympathetic to her now after hearing Tipster's explanation. I don't think that Keffles fakes any of her mental illness. I think that she does suffer from all of the things that she says she does. I do believe her there, right? And I think that in part informs a lot of her behavior. Not in a malicious way, not in a she wants to cause harm to others type of way, but in a
she doesn't want that conflict.
She's very conflict avoidant.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, she's conflict avoidant.
I can see that, yeah.
Well, she avoids things that are difficult.
Ultimately, it rests on her. Ultimately, it rests for her to clear that kind of shit up. But like, if she doesn't want to, then you can't force her to, right?
I believe that she's just like not cut out to be a content creator. I just think that she doesn't have the right type of personality for it. And I don't say that as like
I disagree. I think she can be funny sometimes. Yeah,
but there are a lot of people that are but there are a lot of people that are funny that aren't cut out to be content creators. And the reason I say that is because she can't do things like be transparent when she needs to be.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
There's shit like that where it's like,
when it comes to commentary,
because like here's the thing is like when I started getting criticized or whatever for things that I was doing or whatever, right? I was sort of able to either A, change my behavior, or B, sort of roll with the punches, right? Keffles doesn't really do that. Now, granted, I never did anything even close to as bad as you know,
as her,
anything, but like, I feel like I would try to change my behavior and make it right. Like even in like a self-interested kind of way. But that's the thing is, if I'm Keffles and I'm purely self-interested, like the best way to save my career is to make it right. You know what I mean?
Well, if there's like, any time is to do it now. Yeah.
What? Also, thank you, Classic for Real, for the 2, saying tell bro he needs members even though he prob won't buy one. What?
Classic,
I'm confused. Wait, tell who that.
Also sent me an idea. Classic also did it to me too.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by that.
Be spending wisely, please. Sorry about buying. About not buying memberships. I don't have memberships.
I do.
I don't know when or if I'll ever do that. But no, I kind of more or less get the sense of like, ultimately this rests on Keffels. Like it's not Tipster's fault. It's not your fault. It's not nobody's fault. If there's any discrepancy to be had with the whole drama, that's on Keffels. Like she needs to fucking clear that shit up.
No, I agree. But that's the thing is that's why I'm saying she's not cut out to be a content creator, right? Again, she's not like completely innocent, but like there's definitely more nuance that she could add to the story. Like she's not irredeemable in my eyes. Like I think that she could like definitely like but again, that would require her to engage with the criticism. And I think that the reason it was able to spiral to the point that it did in the first place is because she wasn't able to engage with criticism. I genuinely believe that was one of the main issues. She doesn't know how to engage with that. She can't engage with it in a way that allows her to sort of roll with the punches, that allows her to adapt when need be. And it got to a point where it sort of spiraled out of control. So when I say that somebody isn't cut out to be a content creator, it's not on the basis of whether or not they're entertaining. That's part of it, but it has more to do with like, can they deal with what it actually takes? Like, can they deal with like the negative aspects of it? Because a lot of people can't. It's just like that destroys their mental health. She cannot.
Yeah. No, I get what you're making. I'm picking up.
To be fair, most people can't. Most people can't. There's a reason most people aren't public figures, right? You do make yourself vulnerable, especially if you like, aren't playing a character and you live stream. Like it's like the most emotionally vulnerable you could possibly be on the internet.
The trick is to not take it personally, like at all.
Yeah, like you just have to not give a fuck. In a way, not in like a condescending, like I'm above it all kind of way, but like in a like genuinely just like you just stop caring, just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah. Well, that's basically it. That's basically all that I wanted to hash out.
All right.
You could talk about whatever, like anti-trans fucking shitter person asshole.
I think I might talk about something a little bit different today. I'll have to see.
Dude,
I found a video. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I haven't talked about that in a while because I got bored of it. But I kind of want to watch 5 secret signs that he's submissive. It's like almost like a red pill channel, but it's like it's like dominant women though. It's weird. It's like it's very strange. I didn't like. Not something I expected to see. It looks like very fun. You'll just have to watch and see.
Okay. Well, I'll leave that to your audience to deal with. Okay, I'm probably gonna AFK for a fucking hot minute. I need to get some like water to drink or some fucking bullshit. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hop off call and start covering that. And yeah, have a good one.
Bye.
All right, that was fun. Chat. You know what I want to do? Jesus Christ, this is the most watched live I've been in that isn't Diesel or Tom. Yeah, I generally prefer watching smaller streamers. Because, like, I don't know. When it's like a large stream, it's like, no, the content creator doesn't pay attention to me. Yeah, how am I supposed to one-guy them? Unless I actually engage with what they're saying. And that's just boring. I don't want to stick around for that long. So I like watching Glup Shitos so that I can just like be the first thing that they respond to, no matter what I say. Dominant women wear. Well, unfortunately, it's not in a way that I know you all are, or a lot of you in chat are fucking bottoms, right? You make it very obvious, despite what you make fun of me for. But no, this is like somebody that we're gonna be making fun of. I think a little bit. I don't know. It's I wanna. It's somebody.
Today I would like to talk.
It's somebody acting like some sort of body language expert. Okay, all right, and this gets viewers. All right, people watch this unironically. All right, so what we're gonna be watching is a video called "The Secret Signs He Is Submissive. Decode His Body Language." Isn't that wonderful? I'm so excited. Chat. This is how people can tell what you are,
talk about the secret signs that can show you that the man you just met is submissive.
Oh no. Scary.
And often that's reflected in his body language, and you just have to know what to look at. Yeah?
Yeah, what part of being submissive in the bedroom is indicated by your fucking body language? Like, I feel like you can be the most confident motherfucker and still be a subby bottom when it comes to anything kink related. Are those mutually exclusive? I don't think so.
You just have to pay attention at some
make sure to pay attention, guys.
little things.
All right, to the little things. This seems like it's going to be very useful information.
Of course, the most direct way is to ask him.
No, but yep, you can't do that. What? You mean doing the normal thing? You know, like asking somebody so that you know the answer? You know, like the normal fucking non-autistic way of obtaining information that isn't retarded? And doesn't require you doing 5 trillion different mental gymnastics to come to a conclusion?
Oh, are you submissive? Do you like to kiss toes? But the thing is that...
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't say that like on a first date. But, I mean, if somebody having like a specific kink or set of kinks or like being like a sub or a dom is like a necessary prerequisite for you, if that's like important to you, you're gonna want to find somebody that knows what they are. Or you're just gonna find somebody that like, I don't know, labels themselves as such on a dating app. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't, right? Now, if it doesn't matter that much to you, then like, I don't know, start a relationship and ask later.
Most men probably wouldn't answer this question.
Yeah, not right off the bat. Not if they don't trust you. Like, yeah, maybe don't ask him if he's into feet on the first date.
Or would say no. No, I'm not into that, because men are scared. Okay?
I mean, maybe they might think that like you're saying it as a joke. But like, I don't know. I mean, men are kind of autistic.
You won't believe how...
Again, like they have to know you better first.
How many men actually have fantasies about submitting to a woman? I already discussed it many times.
That's awesome. That's wonderful stuff.
It's a taboo. It's not...
I feel like it's not as taboo anymore. Like, I don't know. The amount of people that are, you know, very open about their mommy kink on the internet now. I mean, is it really that taboo? I don't know, dude.
something they would be proud of. Hopefully, in the future, they will be.
I feel like we're already getting there, right? At least in, I don't know, more left-leaning / accepting spaces, right? Especially in queer spaces. Like, nobody gives a fuck if a guy is submissive in queer spaces. Are you kidding?
But for now, most men know.
Like, this just like seems like an issue in like heteronormative dating. Like, dude, just find an openly bisexual dude and he'll be way more open to it.
That if they say it directly right from the start, it can be a turn off for a woman. Unless she explicitly positions herself as a dominant woman, for example, on a date.
Then why don't you do that? Why don't you make it obvious that you're dominant and then see how he responds to it? Just like make it obvious and then ask him if he likes it.
And then he can talk about it. And again, not always. Okay? Sometimes even men who are submissive, they would act as dominant with a woman who says that she likes to dominate a man. And
Okay, so is your goal to find a repressive man that acts dominant but is secretly submissive so that you can fix him? Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but that's not how that works, okay? The only person that can fix him is himself. He, him, and himself alone, all right? You can't do it, all right? That requires him to do that for himself. If he's repressed, all right? That's going to be his sort of battle to work through.
about. Only to impress her.
Like I think that the idea of like dating somebody and then expecting them to be different or it, you know, like less repressive in a broader sense, I think that's like a bit ridiculous to expect somebody to be different, to be able to change them, to mold them into how you want them to be. It doesn't seem like a very realistic or healthy way of viewing it. Like, why don't you just find somebody that's already sort of like what you like? You know what I mean? Again, and when somebody is repressive, they're not just like repressing it from other people. They're denying it from themselves. Okay, they don't want to admit to it to themselves, like, right? They're trying to convince themselves that it's not the case.
Only to show, like, look, I'm not like other men, okay? Because maybe secretly you want to submit. And unfortunately, that's a very common scenario, but you still can see the signs, see this body language cues.
Okay, what are they?
That would expose him. And he wouldn't
Really?
even know that he was exposed.
Wow.
And I know that a big part of my content tries to picture submissive man as all these additional characteristics. Yeah, I'm trying
Yes, of course, all of the stuff that's associated with it.
to prove it, yeah, to both men and women that submissive men are great, and submission is not only about being weak for a woman, but also strong in the outer world. Yeah, and I try to motivate submissive men to do better.
What? Why do they have to be strong in the outer world? I mean, they can be. They're not mutually exclusive, but why is that like a necessary prerequisite? How is that related at all? Like, make it make sense. Like, what if he just wants to be a house husband and raise the kids while the wife, you know, is like a businesswoman or is like a CEO of a company? Like, what's the issue with that?
In life, and not to concentrate on their kinks as much as they do. But right now, I would
But isn't that like your whole channel is concentrating on kinks?
like to talk about submissive men without any additional connotations to the word submissive. Yeah, and here we don't mean a man who is great in other aspects of life. We don't mean a man who is truly devoted to you. We just mean a man who's submissive. The most obvious thing, yeah, thing number one, it's his posture.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Dude, what does it mean if you're like slouched over? You have the gaming posture. Is that like the submissive or dominant posture? Or is that like switch behavior?
Maybe among other men, he would want to look bigger. Yeah, he would puff up. He would be like this strong masculine man. But
Yeah.
when he's with you, there can be slight changes.
So if somebody acts different around the boys than they do around the girl they're interested in, that means they're submissive? Well, goddamn, I guess every man in the entire world is submissive now, based on that logic. All right, if you're a man and you act differently around the boys, all right, you make poop jokes around the boys, but you don't do that around the girl that you like, all right, that means you're submissive apparently, okay, because you're acting differently, all right, because you're not acting as masculinely or something.
It is called collapsed posture. Yeah, when his shoulders go like a little forward because he tries to protect the chest. Yeah, maybe his head tilts like a little bit down, and it happens because he wants to impress you and he feels
So wait, if he wants to impress you, then he's submissive?
a little insecure, a little nervous. Yeah,
Yeah, what does that have to do with being submissive? There are very dominant men that are very, very, very insecure. There's no connection there.
and if we look at it from the
Apparently being submissive is when you're insecure.
biological point of view, submission is a feeling of being a prey. A prey is trying to
No, that's not necessarily what submission is. You can absolutely be insecure while also dominant in the bedroom. Those aren't mutually exclusive. Also, the whole like hunter/prey thing. That's like one of the aspects of BDSM that I kind of don't get.
reduce a perceived threat. And you can clearly see that the body reflects that. For example, when he sees you, he kind of shrinks. He becomes
You mean he gets nervous around his crush? If you're his crush? Yeah, that's like everybody. Yeah, everyone goes through that. Like, unless you're like the most confident motherfucker on the planet, yeah, you're obviously gonna get nervous around your crush, regardless of how dominant or submissive you are in the bedroom. There's no connection
a
there.
little bit less. So that's his natural reaction when he sees a woman like you are, who he's trying to impress. Because he becomes less confident, because you are not even his equal.
Oh yeah, this just sounds narcissistic.
And he knows that. Sign number 2, his gaze betrays him.
It's like, no, it's actually the case that when somebody has a crush on somebody, yeah, they're gonna be less confident. That doesn't mean that you're not equals, right? You could like them back. You could be equals. You could be equals and still nervous around your crush. Like that happens all the time.
Here you have to forget about the eye contact myth. He doesn't avoid eye contact. It's not
Oh, really? Well, that's good news because I don't make eye contact at all. I'm
Not
autistic.
just that, he jumps between two extremes.
Oh, great.
Number one is when he stares, and this stare is way too intense, as if he's looking for your approval. Or it's quick, averting gaze, as if he did something wrong. Like,
So basically, being bad at eye contact, okay? Being fucking autistic means that you're submissive, apparently. All right, if you have autism, you're a sub. Now, I guess.
it's hard for me to imitate that, but you know what I mean, I think. Yeah, so the key is...
Yeah, so being submissive so far is when you're nervous around your crush and when you have autism.
inconsistency. Because when you meet a dominant man, often...
Also, seeking somebody's approval with, you know, gazing at somebody, like, I'm sorry, but, like, what do you think that the male gaze is? Do you think that only applies to submissive men? Like, what do you think that refers to? Like men stare all the fucking time. It has nothing to do with their position in the bedroom. Yeah, their eye contact is going to be, yeah, because they're going to fucking gaze at you, right? And then you're going to catch them gazing, right? Or they're going to think that you do, right? They're going to realize that you noticed or think that you noticed, and then they're going to look away because they didn't want you to know that you were gazing at them.
Like, their gaze would be just stable. And of course, there are lots of
Now,
exceptions.
it just sounds like a... So let me get this straight. If they're staring at you, that's how you know they're dominant. But if they're not staring at you or they're self-aware about it, then they're submissive.
Yeah, the signs that I'm telling you about are not just 100% true. Obviously, people can be different, yeah? I'm just talking about some tendencies. So, submissive man's gaze...
If you have autism, here's a tip. Look at their nose. That actually might be useful.
would be...
Why is her forehead so shiny? Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same. Her entire face is shiny. I don't really want to make a comment. It's like, she hasn't said anything where it's like, it warrants me being mean, but yeah, I was kind of thinking the same.
kind of inconsistent and reactive.
You know what? No, fuck this bitch, alright? She's just like saying a bunch of horse shit, alright? She's like making these awful videos, alright? You know, she's greasy as fuck, I'll say it, alright?
He would be looking for micro approvals on your face. Sign number 3.
Who is doing this? Am I crazy for thinking that nobody does this? Like, who stares at somebody's face to look for micro approvals? Is this a thing you guys do? I've never done this before.
Over accommodating movements. You have to watch these micro movements when you adjust your tone or your position.
Right, okay. Also, I think my cat's trying to get in. Give me a sec. Nope, never mind. I think those were just the voices inside my head. She's not outside my door. I don't know what I heard. She sounds insecure. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Either that or she's just grifting.
He will automatically start to mirror you. Yeah, he will want to adjust his seat, move aside, or to give you more space.
That's called being polite? He's giving you more space? Everything else you described as adjusting your chair is a sign of being a submissive guy? What the fuck is this? Like, this is just like the logical conclusion to all the bullshit that manosphere YouTubers say. If you adjust your chair in the wrong way, then she's gonna think you're a fucking pussy. It's like, well, if the woman in question is this bitch, then, I mean, yeah, probably. But, yeah, I don't know.
Or to do something you didn't ask for. And that works like an instinct. And believe me, this is not just politeness.
Oh, it's not. Adjusting your chair is submissive behavior, I guess.
He's not just being nice. This is his instinct to appease. And
like, it's literally just the same descriptive claims that somebody like Andrew Tate would make, but different prescriptive claims. Like, the only difference is that the prescriptive claims are different. Like, and what I mean by that is, like, it's the same descriptive claims of, like, yeah, this means, like, he's a beta bitch, or, like, he's submissive, right? The prescriptive claims are different, right? It's like, Andrew Tate would say, like, and that's a bad thing, right? This woman's like, well, that's what you're looking for, so that's good. But like either way, the descriptive claims make no
This
sense.
is so hardwired in his psyche, like in every little ounce of his
It's hardwired. It's hardwired in his brain.
being. He doesn't even notice that he does it. Then
Wow.
sign number 4 is his vocal
Wow, you must be so smart for noticing.
patterns and hesitation. Because when he talks to you, he would always use phrases like, only if you're okay with this. Maybe we could do this.
Yeah, so if he says that only if you're okay with it, you know, apparently caring about consent is submissive behavior, all right? You know, if you're a dominant man, all right, you just fucking rape the woman. You don't ask if it's okay. But, you know, if you're a submissive guy, then you care about consent, I guess.
So that,
Yeah, consent is submissive, apparently.
or unless you don't want to.
Dude, being considerate of others is submissive.
You see, it's again not just politeness, it's so much more than that.
Dude, if he's not a complete fucking jackass, then he's submissive.
And you can feel that. Because a man who's, for example, dominant, but also
Dude, he's just gonna rape you.
just polite, he would just state without over-explaining things.
Oh, okay, so the difference is when you over-explain stuff? Why didn't you just say that? Also, the example you gave wasn't an over-explanation. That's like the bare minimum. It's like making sure that something is okay with somebody before doing it. Because communication is important. So over-explaining something apparently is submissive behavior.
Without seeking your approval way too hard. So submissive men negotiate
That's just like an insecurity thing that has nothing to do with submission.
emotionally. One moment, if you're listening to me and you hear the comparison of dominant and submissive men and you think that there is some negative attitude towards submissive men because they exhibit signs, well, of some insecurity, yeah, or like people
Yeah, that's what you're describing it as.
pleasing, and you think
Yeah, you're feeding into that. You're making the problem worse.
that this is bad, it's not. Yeah, I want to show you some neutral picture and actually some
Yeah, but like you're making the same retarded descriptive claims that people use to make prescriptive claims about what ought to be the case.
women.
Like you're just saying that like being a submissive guy is like an insecurity thing, right? Like if I'm Andrew Tate, if I'm on the other end of the spectrum here, right? I could make the argument of like, okay, so like, you know, this bitch agrees. She agrees that like, you know, being a submissive guy, you know, not being the leader in the relationship is just like an insecurity thing, all right? That bitch owns you, all right? But a real alpha, you know, makes it the opposite or whatever. And that's what confidence is, right? So it's like you might not be saying the same, you know, prescriptive claims, but like the shit that you say can be used for that, right? Like the wrong shit that you say, like easily leads to that conclusion.
Not all, of course, but some prefer when a man acts like this. And sign number 5, it's touch language, or let's say lack of it. They often hesitate to
Dude, if he doesn't literally fucking grope you on the first date without your permission, then yeah, that means he's submissive.
initiate the touch. Sign number 5, it's touch language, or let's say lack of it, because often they hesitate to
I didn't rewind, by the way. She's just fucking repeating
initiate
herself.
the touch with you. So they would expect you to start.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be common among men, right? Because like men don't want to be perceived as creepy, right? I don't know, dude.
And when they do touch you first, it's more, well, they look at your reaction. It's
Yeah, you'd probably want to observe somebody's reaction to make sure that like you didn't upset them and that they're okay with it.
to find out if you're okay with this or not. Their kind of touch is not
Yeah, that's probably something that you should care about.
leading. It's more gentle, and it's kind of like to ask you, are you okay with this? Yeah?
Yeah. If you care about consent, then you're submissive. All right. If you don't fucking rape the bitch hardcore, you're a sub.
We go forward. And it doesn't come from the place of owning the situation.
Well, how do you know? How do you determine that?
Okay? They want you to own it. It's very important to know the signs, you know, because as I told you at the beginning of this video, not every man is going to tell you right away that he's
Yeah. So what you've done, okay, is throughout the video, you've said, what is it? If they have male gaze or are autistic, basically, if they act slightly different around you than they do with their friends because you're their crush, if they adjust their chair and if they don't literally fucking rape you, then they're submissive, okay? That's how you determine. This is like, what a dumb video.
Submissive. I know that most kink experts and doms and subs, people...
Yeah, exactly. And alpha just has a total disregard for your emotions and well-being. I mean, it sounds insane, but that's the logical conclusion to all the dumb shit she's saying, and I don't think she realizes it.
From the BDSM world, they would tell you that, oh, direct communication is the key. Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, then, yeah, do that.
Sorry. But unfortunately, the world doesn't work like that. The world is not perfect. People have...
Okay, then start doing things that, you know, make it closer to that. Normalize the direct communication.
Psychological defenses. And sometimes you have to be a little bit smart.
So you're going to become a part of the problem by not communicating. So you correctly identify that the problem is people don't communicate it because, you know, that's just sort of how society is. So you decide to solve the problem by also not communicating. Right. Yeah, seems very productive.
As a woman, and you have to test him before you proceed any further. Because
why don't you just fucking ask him, dude? Like, just get to know him a little bit. Get him to trust you, right? And then ask him.
The right question might scare him away. And you might say, oh, why would I need a man who is easily scared away like this?
Like, it's just like, you get to know the dude, and then, like, I don't know, like, just, like, ask him, like, hey, you know, maybe this sounds like a little bit of a weird question, and, you know, you don't have to. All right, please, you promise not to judge me for it? And obviously he'll say, yeah, of course. It's like, okay, hear me out. Would you, by any chance, be willing to let me peg you? Question mark. Okay, something like that. All right. And, like, I don't know, if he's into it, he'll probably say yes. Right? Or maybe you'll stutter, maybe you'll get, like, flustered and not be sure how to answer. Dude, if he's not into it, he's just gonna say, nah, it's not really my thing. But, you know, to each their own, you know, you're into what you're into, right? It's like the easiest way to tell. Like, why don't you just do that? There you go. I just saved you 10 minutes of watching this fucking garbage and gave, like, a 1 to 3 sentence explanation for how to instantly tell, you know, if a guy's submissive, you know, the most obvious secret sign, I guess you could say. You know, how do you fucking tell? How do you make it that determination? Well, there you go. And the difference is that you're going to get it right every single time. Unlike here, where you're going to get it wrong most of the time. Read the comments. But it's like shit like, you look like a 12-year-old boy with doll clothes on. It's like, why would I read that? Aside from proving the point that, like, yeah, I don't know if I want to read these. Some of these are horrid. You don't even need to watch the body language, just ask the dude. Yeah. Like, what's the weird fucking mind games and, like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna figure it out everything on my own with no communication, even though I actively acknowledge that lacking in communication is a bad thing.
Well, that's your choice. I'm just telling you things from my experience. I'm a very direct person.
But, like, you're not. You just described the opposite of being direct. If you were direct, you just, like, I don't know, like, within a few days of dating and getting to know the dude, you just ask him, like, if he, you know, in a way that, like, makes it clear that, like, you know, like, you're not going to judge him if he says yes. Make it clear that you're being fucking sincere, right? Just ask him if you can peg him, all right? Just do that. I don't see what the issue there is.
I like to ask direct questions. But if I see that...
But that wouldn't make a 10-minute video. 10 minutes of ad revenue, really, for you. Now, would it? You know, if you were just, you know, say what I said, you know, you wouldn't get as many views or as much watch time.
He has a wall, yeah, and probably he wouldn't be ready to admit it. I would rather...
Bro, I'm sorry, but, like, if you literally, you know, as a woman, say to the guy that you're dating that you want to do the thing that he's been secretly fantasizing about for years, but is too embarrassed to tell anyone, like, he's gonna just, like it's not gonna take that long for him to fold. Like, I'm sorry.
Test him. Because after all, you want a man in any form and role for what he does, not for what he says, hopefully. And that is all for today. Follow me on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter.
Wow. Incredible stuff. That was a whole lot of nothing. That was awesome. That was... I like the part where she didn't say a single thing of value. Agreed, comments need to step up their game to warrant Femyoz attention. Yeah, especially if I'm doing a segment. Alright? We're doing an epic stream segment. And apparently I'm meant to read all these fucking comments, dude. Alright, dude. Yeah, let me read all the schizophrenic messages. This is literally the first I've seen someone giving pickup artist advice to women. This shit is supposed to be reserved for people like Carl Jobst. Yeah, and it's like, the thing is it's like, just as terrible. It's horrid. It's like one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like, genuinely one of the most fucking awful videos. What's the video and channel name? The video is called The Secret Science He is Submissive. Decode His Body Language. That's literally just like bullshit pickup artist shit. I guess it's for like... Dude, what are the comments? I actually am curious to know, like, who is the audience? It's probably like old women that are like, you know, too dried up to, you know, get men or whatever. It's probably old, wrinkly, dried up women that have always secretly wanted to be dominant or whatever, but they never were able to. And, you know, they just got a divorce. All right, that's probably the target audience. All right, so they're desperate, they'll watch anything. All right, doesn't matter how fucking dog shit the content is or how bad the advice is. All right, you know, they're too busy using their brain to file for divorce. So, it's either going to be that or just like a bunch of submissive men. Let's see. I have dated many women. Okay, that's going to be a submissive guy that didn't know they were dominant. And then I did not know I was better as submissive. They scared me and I didn't know why. This was 20 plus years ago. Okay, so I was right about it being old people. Now I know I am submissive to a woman, but I am dominant at work and in my daily life. Wow. What a revelation that those things can be different. Holy shit. You know, it's not like you could Google that. It's not like you could figure it out by spending 5 minutes in like a BDSM space on the internet, you know? No one that, it's not like you could logic your way through it. You know, it's not like you could, you know, logically deduce that, like, yeah, obviously it's the case that what you do in the bedroom is different from what you do at work. It's like, no fucking shit. No one that knows me would suspect I am not dominant, but I prefer and naturally am submissive. Love to be under the power of a strong woman. Great stuff. Let me guess, there's a bunch of, like, guys that are the same, that say the same thing. I think we all do. Comment's amazing because it's also talking about me. Oh, we have one woman here, Miss Kimberly, so lovely. ... If I know about the benefits of being submissive. Oh, we've got a dominant woman here. Your comment gives me hope because I like masculine men who are in control of their lives, but with me, I like them to be submissive. Yeah, there's a lot of them. You just have to know where to look. And this channel is not giving you advice. This channel is not telling you where to look because it's really not hard to find them. They are all over the internet. They are everywhere. Like, there's a reason that like, even on this, you know, this video where the advice is for women, for straight women to detect if a guy is submissive. Even on this, like, it's a disproportionate amount of submissive men commenting. Like, there's a reason for that. I find myself seeking approval when I encounter women I like/admire. But then I realize, at the same time, I shouldn't do that. Plus, don't want to get into that state in public. Yeah, but then how is a woman like this supposed to decode your body language and know that you're submissive and that you're worthwhile? So I turn inwardly to almost a meditative state to calm myself down and find that works. So naturally, I do find myself getting submissive around women I like, but created coping mechanisms to pull myself back to normal and or persona so you wouldn't notice. Maybe you would, but most people wouldn't. Dude, this is so sad. It's like these people believe this. People think that like submission is when you're like insecure or seek people's approval. Like, is this what straight people think? Is this straight people's understanding of the kink community? I'm actually curious. That look that the sub does when he does something wrong or naughty. You did really, really well. Okay, kind of. But that's like a very specific thing, and that's not the same as like what was described in the video. I do wish more women would pick up on these signs. Yeah, it's almost like these aren't actually signs though. It's almost like she just said a bunch of bullshit. It's like she said a bunch of bullshit that's like super vague and doesn't mean anything. And like it sounded like she knew what she was talking about, because she's like a dominant woman, so she knows her stuff. It's like, no, she's like fucking retarded. Not only can I be useful for her, but I can also be good for her in all aspects of her life. An equal, I am not, but an important and helpful addition to her life, I am. Dude, I don't know why the last part was written by Yoda, but I guess Yoda wrote this, Grandmaster Yoda. But anyways, you can be like an equal in every regard outside of the bedroom, though. Like I don't know why you have to connect these two. Like you can if you want, but like if you're into like a more like 24/7 type dynamic, like that's fine. Like I get that. Like if I'm in a relationship, like I'm gonna generally want to be like more submissive in general, right? Not just in the bedroom, but that's also just because like that's like a personality thing. That's not just like a what am I into? Sometimes I'm not into anything really. Like sometimes I'm just like, I don't know. That sub v dom is more of a power game. There's no such thing as real superiority involved. Sub can be superior by a certain standard. Yeah, he's right, but like that's kind of like a nothing statement as well. You just have to tell them either with it or not. I know from experience. Yeah. Thanks for the topic. You are a big sister that any beginner dom needs. As someone who has been in these kinds of spaces for a while now, I can assure you that this is terrible advice. It is literally just the dominant female equivalent of pickup artistry. She said nothing of actual substance. None of the things listed, none of the things she listed really indicate anything. Take it from someone who a sub who understands why certain dominant people are able to tell. Yes, I have asked them. Yeah, take it from an authentic bottom. Yeah, exactly. Anyways, let's continue. Tend to find I accidentally give my submissiveness away all the time. Any time with a lady, I find myself acting so camp. Almost homosexually. Yeah, dude, acting gay is like the same thing as acting submissive. Do you mean flamboyant? You can be flamboyant and dominant. I don't see why not. I'm not, just like you say, I become less, quote unquote, and I want them to be comfortable and rising above me. Yeah, but like what she talked about was like, just like in general, do they want you to be more comfortable? Like for instance, if they ask you if you are comfortable with something, she thinks that that makes you, like that indicates whether or not you're submissive. Don't see myself or want to be on the same level. I'm comfortable beneath a woman. It's safe. Feel happy raising them up. Second nature. Like I want to thank you for your time to make this video and feel like that all the time. Work with a lot of girls at work and go out of my way to empower and support them. Oh no. Oh no. I bet he does it in like the most cringe way imaginable. Oh no. I don't think this guy has the self-awareness to realize. I don't think he has any idea. Like don't project your fetish onto them, please, God. Like it's fine to have, you know, it's fine to be into dominant women, but don't make that your whole personality, dude. Skip my breaks to give them longer ones. Well, okay, stuff like that's like fine. I guess. Maybe I judged too quickly. You have taught me so much about myself. Thank you so much. Your perspective on the topic is so inspiring, dude. And this is... Dude, this is some guy that lives in Thailand. So what's his profile pic? So, this guy has a wife. Dude, he's like... You know, he's 87 and he's learning this shit for the first time. I guess, dude. This is the guy that's learning it over in Thailand. He just found out that he wants his wife over here to peg him. Boy, that's gonna be a really fucked up joke if that ends up being his daughter. I mean, she looks like she could be, to be fair, but I don't know, dude. This really sounds like insecurity and not submissiveness. There's a difference between a guy who submits because he can't assert himself and someone who does it because it's what they prefer. These would be 90% accurate on the former, but I can't imagine they have anything to do with the latter. No, literally, finally someone with some fucking sense. I think the two are more intertwined with than you think from fucking... Dude, from Sissy Carry 3, dude. Oh, wow. Thank you, Sissy Carry 3, for saying that they're more intertwined than you think. It was evidence as you made it the fuck up. Oh, dude. You know, I was on board with what Ben was saying, but dude, Sissy Carry 3 had to disagree. Actually, no, the opposite is true. Like, no, you're insane. Oh, damn, they don't have a channel. I thought there was going to be some funny shit to make fun of. Okay, never mind. All right, let me close that. They have no videos. This video is great, so I know how to better hide my submissiveness in life. Yeah, I mean, that's what a lot of guys are going to get from the video, right? This is just, like, not healthy. I was so curious about this video because I wanted to see which behavior I might personally exhibit, which would put me rather on the dominant or submissive side. I was convinced it would be the latter, but I was surprised that only the last 2 points were an absolute match. I do hate to initiate touch if there hasn't been an absolutely clear signal or verbal approval, and I do always try to accommodate and adjust automatically as well as intentionally, but in terms of posture, eye contact, conversation, I think I'm always way too much in my head, actively working on countering and masking my nervousness, because I know how unattractive a nervous and insecure man is to most women. Yeah, so that has nothing to do with being submissive or dominant, though. The same thing with, like, the other things listed. It's a bit sad now that I think of it. I haven't been on a single date in my life during which I was able to relax. On the other hand, there was one date with a very down-to-earth woman who went into it with an openly communicated predicament that she longs for a bit of human touch and needs me to be okay with leaning onto me in the park, etc. I loved that, but I was also shaking from excitement and nervousness. Of course, she noticed, but instead of it becoming an issue, she told me she liked it because it made her feel more powerful in her womanhood. I like when you analyze these things in the way that you do in this video. Yeah, but she didn't analyze shit. It's a fresh infusion of tools for self-reflection each time. Yeah, but you're like reading way the fuck too much into it. Like, I'm gonna be totally real. Like, this is not a conclusion that I got from the video. Oh god, you've got gooners. Love it when goddess Mephistopheles, what a great name, talks about us submissive men. She explains the psychology of male subs in such an articulate way that most of us subs simply can't do because we're too shy and nervous. Queen Alla is a true legend. Great stuff. That sounds like a Deckard T comment. That's the level of... Okay, maybe it's not as bad as Deckard T, but like still. That's like very Deckard T coded. I kind of feel bad for these poor bastards. Yeah, they believe this shit. Right? But yeah, it's like mostly submissive men watching this. Which I guess I shouldn't be surprised by. You are very knowledgeable and wise, miss. No, she's really not. If she was, she wouldn't have to make shit up. Like, as somebody that's actually in these fucking spaces, like, I can assure you, she's literally just bullshitting. She is just bullshitting. And yeah, again, like I said, with all due respect, this can be indirectly a how to not attract women for men, i.e., do the opposite of everything stated in the video. It's like, yeah, and then you're gonna get people that agree with the bullshit descriptive claims that are made and come to conclusions like that, right? Which would make sense if you're more aligned with like manosphere types. Okay. Here's a long comment. Somebody wrote a long essay. They thought this video was so good that it warrants this amount of engagement without getting anything in return. Sounds like an olive oil run fan. Oh yeah, the gooner. Yeah, true. It's like an olive oil run fan mixed with Deckard tea. Okay. I think people kind of overemphasize mirroring, and a lot of people read dating advice and learn mirroring. Part of the problem with the BDSM community, quote unquote, being direct is that it is actually anti-flirtatious. What? Why? How is that a problem? What? Are you kidding? Wait, you think that the BDSM community is anti-flirtatious? Have you seen the kind of shit that we say to each other? You want to tell me that that's anti-flirtatious? Like what? Now there might be things that like you sort of allude to or make super obvious, right? One of the things I like to do is just like let the other person figure it out, but I don't make it difficult. I don't hide anything. I make it very obvious. Anyways, let's continue. Different things for different folks, but I feel like the best way is to use escalating innuendos. Yeah, I actually think it's better if you just like say a whole lot of nothing and don't actually communicate. I think that bad communication is actually a good thing. And the first direct thing you might do that starts their relationship, quote unquote, is a kiss. But why? Why does that have to be the first thing? What? Like, why not like get to know like whether or not you're sexually compatible before the relationship? I guess if you don't really care that much about sexual compatibility, then fair, but like, why are you here then? The first direct thing you might want to do to start the relationship is a kiss, which is what happened to me and my wife. Heh, she's so funny. Or did she turn out to be a dominant woman? Oh, I'm in the same place as you. Huh, weird. Oh, we're touching legs. Huh, weird. Oh, we're comparing the size of our hands now. I've never seen it laid out directly on the internet, even though there's all this dating advice. Yeah, I'm sorry, but most dating advice on the internet is a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of horse shit. I remember my buddy was just like, yeah, when you kiss, that's when it's on. And it all clicked. Like, yeah, you don't necessarily have to be so direct. And we have all of these cultural assumptions about what men and women want that just ignore the diversity of all the ways that people are attracted to. Yeah, but like this doesn't justify not communicating, you fucking idiot. Guarantee you that if a dominant woman had pursued me. Okay, so you didn't end up with a dominant woman. You're watching this, you probably want a dominant woman. Wow, it's almost like the lack of direct communication is what led to you not getting the thing that you wanted. So now you're watching this. You're watching this because you wish that your wife was dominant. She's not. She's like a regular straight woman. right? But if anybody follows your advice on this, then you're gonna end up in the same situation. You're not gonna get the hot goth mommy dummy of your dreams, okay? Because you didn't communicate. Because you're a fucking idiot. And then the person that actually does communicate, all right, the autistic motherfucker that actually says what they like because they don't care what people think, okay? All right, that's the person that actually gets the bitch, all right? That's who gets all the bitches, all right? And not just any bitches, okay? They get the good ones, all right? That's how it works. Like, and then it all clicked, like, yeah, you don't have to necessarily be so direct. Oh wait, hold on, I already read that part. Guarantee you that if a dominant woman had pursued me in this sort of gradual escalation, making dominant innuendos and flirtation, that they'd have had me for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah, so he just wants a dominant woman. But like, if she were to like make it clear that she's dominant right from the get-go, like you wouldn't have dated her anyway. Like, okay, sure, I don't believe that. It's like, all you're explaining is that your wife isn't dominant, right? You've implied that, like, if a dominant woman had pursued me, right? So it's not your wife. You wish you had a dominant woman. You're thinking, like, oh, well, what if that happened? But, again, if we follow your advice, we end up not getting the dominant women of our dreams, okay? I wonder about how it works, too, in terms of how we're wired based on our ancestors' lives. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? I want to be with someone you can play with as a partner so that you can be a good team and build a life together, which takes some social intelligence. Well, you clearly don't have any if you think that direct communication in relationships is undesirable, okay? Like, no, you actually do want to communicate. Make your intentions clear. But also, we tend to find more ease dating someone we're familiar with to some degree. Men or women, people we know in our environment in some way or another. Like getting to know them so that there is the vetting process that community brings. Yeah, but like, the whole thing you complained about, that the direct communication of the BDSM community, that gets past the whole vetting process. Like that's like a bypass. Okay, you bypass the vetting process in the sexual compatibility department. You just like know immediately. It's awesome. It's actually incredible. You actually save a lot of time. No, that makes too much logical sense for this fucking retard. Oh, so interesting and inspiring. Thank you. Wow. Until I saw this, I didn't even know I was doing it. Yeah, dude. I'm sure that's how you can tell somebody's submissive. Very informative video. Whenever I see my mistress, I kneel down and worship her. Great stuff. Dude, I never saw this. Or sorry, I never thought to be submissive until now. Interesting, thank you. So like, these are people that like don't know anything about it. Like, these are people that are not knowledgeable in the subject, but they already have like certain predispositions towards being either a submissive man or a dominant woman. Ma'am, I wish you can train all America's female, please. Are you sure you're from America? With that style of grammar? Okay. Also, this would not be a good person to teach. Oh, here's an interesting one. I've had a lot of chicks online in Discord. How great, of course, they're from Discord. Especially dominant women mistake me for a sub. And I think with this video, understand why now. I do a lot of these things, but in a relationship, I lean more dominant primarily. Wow, it's almost like none of those things listed have anything to do with whether or not somebody is submissive or dominant. It's just like a bunch of bullshit. I'm just particularly sensitive and prefer to feel safe first, which sounds contradictory, and perhaps it is. No, it's not contradictory. Like, you're like the normal person here. The person who made the video is fucking weird. I don't know if you believe in personality types, but I am INF. I don't give a shit. And men are likely to appeal to this and actually be submissive. People with a strong dude, I don't give a fuck. Dude, shove your like weird male pseudo-intellectual equivalent of astrology up your ass, please. Oh my god. I wish more women understood this. Thank you. Guarantee. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely like a submissive guy that just like, oh, if only like all the women immediately within my vicinity that want to dominate men could immediately use their magical detection abilities to instantly tell that I'm submissive. Like, okay, dude. We get it. That's like the fantasy is you don't have to do any work. Yeah. You know what? I should have predicted that this would be like mainly appealing to men, submissive men who want to be reaffirmed in their position, that they don't have to do anything to get bitches. Actually, I don't have to do anything. The dominant woman is going to figure it out. Here's how they're going to do it. Like, no, you gotta put yourself out there. And then you got comments like this, bro, 100 plus talk to a mid 5 is crazy. Inflation at the max. Bro, you watched a whole ass video about femdom from this woman. You're clearly interested. Don't pretend to be someone you're not. Okay, but yeah, 100 plus. Okay, I don't know if I agree with hoflation, but because like this is a specific thing. This is just like a findom thing, kinda. Third one is like it's talking about me, but to be honest, I don't think I do it out of submission. But yeah, dude, it's like scarily accurate. Dude, people believe this. I envy the man who kiss your toes, goddess. Dude, these are the comments. Dude, it's just gooners. You know, I should have predicted. I don't know about this. I think many of these are just signs of an unhealthy mind. Yep, I agree. I don't have to read the rest of this. They're just, yep. I used to be a switch. Both behaviors are born on trauma. That's just not true. They can be. Reality is when you heal, you don't need either of them. That's fucking retarded. That's not how that works. You don't suddenly stop having kinks when you quote unquote heal. You realize you were sick before and you live a happier life thereafter. This person is like the one person that's worse than the person that made the video. You're projecting, I promise. Yeah. You know what? I agree with that. I like to shine shoes of beautiful white women like you. Oh wow, great stuff. I think the comments are more entertaining than the video itself. When you just like read what like the Coomer-brained men have to say, you know. Or it's not like there's any substance to engage with in the first place. So, feminists are so cute. Well, thank you. Anyways, I think I'm gonna restart stream one more time. You know, get the spike in viewers. Or something like that. And, yeah. Wait, is this a... Oh no, that's... Oh yeah. Never mind, I can't do that. That's members only. Or it became members only. That's right. They made it members only after they streamed. There was something I was gonna make fun of. It's fucked up.
Hi
What is
guys,
this?
as requested, I'm going to review.
Dude, I want to watch a video called Growing an Anus. The most dangerous woman on YouTube. Alright. We're gonna watch that after I restart stream, okay? Ignoring my questions is crazy. You're like... none of your questions make any sense. It has nothing to do with anything. Are you a sub or a dom? Well, shouldn't you be able to tell? We just watched a video on how to... Well, to be fair, that's how to detect submissive men. But I'm sure you could apply the same principles broadly, right? Anyways. Who is Christy Gnome? Why am I seeing a dozen videos on my stream today with the same exact thumbnail that just says, I need your help? Like, is this a YouTube ID thing? Like, is the YouTube ID thing just YouTube suicide or something? I don't know, dude. Maybe it's because, like, there's, like, been, like, I don't know, I saw some videos about, like, Innuendo Studios e-begging, I think. Maybe it's stuff like that. Maybe because, like, people like Queeman and, I don't know. Yeah, all those, like, commentary people. I think Nick Diorio sometimes as well, like, makes fun of, like bad bread tubers that, like, e-beg and nothing else. Like, Xander Hall, Innuendo Studios, all those people. Anyways. Gonna restart stream now. Alright. Stay tuned.